Greetings and great rising loves. I am running late this rising. As you well know, I slept in after yesterday adventure of Anna graduation. As you can tell, I have washed my face twice and still have not been able to get all this mascara off. That is what I get. I like the it's Maybelline, I think. I would have to show y'all, but it's like one of the most expensive mascaras because I don't like wearing lashes. This one elongates your natural lash, and so yeah, when they say it'll last all night, did they mean like all night, all day? Because it's definitely lasting. Um, had a good time. So proud of my baby. I'm proud of all my babies actually. But yeah, her second degree, and so yeah, I'm really really proud of her. I did see everything that was going on yesterday, and we'll talk about it. But let's say the prayer for ancestors first. So, prayer for ancestors on page 120 in the book Speaking with Spirit. I give thanks and praises to my benevolent ancestors. I thank you for protecting me. I thank you for walking with me. I thank you for showing me the truth. I thank you for teaching me discernment. I thank you for keeping me alert. I thank you for reassuring me when I thought there was no way out. I love you infinitely, ancestors, for all that you endured so that my life on this plane is filled with lessons that could never be taught from a book. I praise you, benevolent ancestors. I honor you, benevolent ancestors. I appreciate all you do in my life and continue to gratify you in the most sincere way. Ashe, amen. Prayer for the ancestors. Y'all know on Sundays that's the prayer. Unless there's some other stuff going on, and then we say two prayers. That's gonna always be the first prayer, and then we'll say the next one. That one is important for the conversation that we're about to have in just a second. But let me get the affirmations. Let's get the affirmations out the way, and then we'll have that conversation real brief. Okay, the affirmations to start your day strong. I am powerful, capable, and confident. I am ready for anything this day brings. I am walking into my purpose today. I am embracing my full potential now. I am unstoppable when I set my mind to it. I am facing my challenges with courage. I am energetic. I am an energetic force of nature. I am speaking my truth with conviction. I am radiating power and positive energy. I'm taking bold steps toward my dreams. I am a magnet for success and opportunities. I am starting this day as a winner. Ashe, ashe. Affirmations to start your day strong. First thing we're going to talk about is the march in Selma or whatever. I did realize that not big news organizations talked about it. I do know that my local news organization, I think it was WFAA, they did report on it. I think even Fox did. Fox 4 in Dallas, Texas. I think they reported on it. I would have to go back and make sure, but I know WFAA, I think, reported on it because that's the main one I watch, unless I slipped up and watched Fox. I don't know. But I do know it was reported on the local news. But I do know that I haven't looked at the big news organizations, haven't looked at them in a while. I do know people are saying that the big news organizations did not report on it like they should have. And that was something they should have reported on because, and it's unfortunate that we are having to do this all over again. That's my stance. It's unfortunate that we have to do this all over again, but here we are. We have people who were born during Jim Crow era, that lived through Jim Crow, and they're having to march and protest for the same rights they had to. And I was telling someone this rising, like, I feel like the rights were never really set in stone. I feel like the rights were really never ours because if they was, they wouldn't have been able to take them back so easily. So this time, we need this shit set in stone. This time, the demands need to be greater. Ashe, ashe. I also see where black people are coming. I don't know. Sometimes when that camera is on the stand, it just acts weird. So let me go back to what I was saying. I know a lot of black people are coming to the realization that when we say where can black people go and be safe outside of America, and even America isn't all that safe for us, we really mean that shit. I get the ones who travel to other countries and be like, oh, well, this country doesn't have that. I haven't experienced that. Maybe you haven't experienced it yet. Because we are now seeing where this MAGA bullshit, the MAGA racists, that disease is spreading throughout the world. And I call it a disease because it comes with a lot of hatred toward other people. And the black MAGA, I will never fucking understand y'all. Folks don't like y'all. They don't like y'all. Y'all are very fucking performative. Y'all call other black people performative. It was people who called black people who marched yesterday performative. Bitch, you get out there then. Okay, if you think that's performative, you get your ass. Hold on. Let me change the music because I'm about to cuss. I knew I was about to cuss and I needed to change that station real quick because Like I said, y'all want to sit there and call what the black people did yesterday performative, talking about what was the demands and what are you asking for. They asking for their fucking voting rights back, bitch. They're asking for, and I think that one of the biggest problems, I'm with that young lady who said that black people have been way too fucking nice. We have been too nice, and we still continue to be too nice because we're asking for equality when we should have been asking for fucking revenge. So yeah, I do feel like, that's part of it. We've been too nice, and they have taken our kindness for weakness, literally. So here we are again, fighting for the same rights our grandparents, our great-grands, our great-great-grands, our ancestors fought for. We're fighting for the same thing. And for the motherfuckers who saying, like, oh, that little bitch down there, they're talking about, what's it, Wesley Hunt? Talking about, I don't see nothing wrong. They're still able to vote it. I don't see racism. Bitch, maybe it's your white wife. And they probably talk shit about you behind your big head ass back. Head bigger than your fucking body, bitch. All I see is teeth when you open your mouth. I don't see nothing else. I don't even see your face. You damn near look like that other motherfucker. I forgot his name. I call him Bushmouth. Y'all look the same. Why y'all look the same? Big head motherfucker. Yeah. Black people who support this administration, they must be under the motherfucking spell too, or they just want to be accepted with their coon asses. Fuck being accepted. Color outside the fucking lines. If fucking nobody like you or not. Do you like you? Because that's all that fucking matters. I said that things ain't gonna change until we work on ourselves first, then work on our households, then work on our communities, because it comes through us and outward, not the other way around. And it's a lot of people who need to work on themselves, even the white folk. Y'all know y'all need to work on. And when I say work on yourselves, I'm not talking about the ones that call themselves allies, because it was some out there protesting and marching on Selma with the black people yesterday. So I'm not talking about y'all, but I do think that a lot of y'all have family and friends that y'all need to sit down and have harsh conversations with. Like y'all be at Thanksgiving and family functions and y'all having fun when y'all need to be having those tough conversations with y'all counterparts, white people. I seen where they have a racist ass fight club in Canada now that don't like black people, which I knew somebody who lived in Canada who was born in Canada, and fuck Drake, I ain't talking about Aubrey bitch ass. I don't know him. I'm talking about I knew somebody in real life, a young lady who went through a whole hell of a lot being born black in Canada. So you have some Canadians, they be like, no, it's not like that up here. Tell it to some of the black people that have expressed that it is like that up there in some places. Don't come on here with that bullshit. We know that shit is worldwide. And I always say, I'm with Cat Williams, and I think I've even said it before Cat Williams, when Cat Williams did that podcast or whatever with that gentleman, he said, why do you think they chopped the noses off of the pharaohs and all that, the statues? Because, that would show you who you really are. A lot of countries, continents, and all this other stuff, that a lot of all of them know who the fuck we are. We don't know who we are. That is one of the biggest problems. We don't know who we are, but a lot of them know who the fuck we are and who we were, who our ancestors were. They didn't only just kidnap and enslave regular everyday, Africans and Native Americans and all of that. They didn't enslave just the regular ones. They enslaved all kinds. All kinds. Kings, queens, conjurers, everything. I don't want to even go down a list. They knew who we are, and they know who we are. It's deeply embedded in their DNA. Some of them don't understand why they hate black people. They just know that in their DNA, in their soul, in their being, they do. And that's because deep down, somewhere, they know. Then we have, what is his name? Is it Lawrence O'Donnell? MS Now, the guy from MS Now, he goes on to talk about how he is not like a conspiracy theorist, but he now believes that the election in 2024 was stolen. And we've been saying this since it happened. And the reason why is not a conspiracy. The reason why a lot of us say this, because if you were watching live election night, like a lot of us were, you watched how okay, so, damn it. Layla, give me a second. I'll be back, y'all. Give me a second. Let me let Layla out. Okay, I'm back. So, where was I? Oh, if you were watching the elections that night, and I'm talking about like right in toward the beginning, in the middle or something, right? Y'all know when election results come in, either your numbers stay the same or it goes up. Well, a lot of us who watched that shit election night when numbers was coming in, we saw where Kamala numbers was at a certain point and Trump when numbers was at a certain point. And then something happened to where we then saw Kamala numbers had went down, but Trump numbers had went up. That is not how that shit works. Either your numbers stay the same or they go up. They don't go down during a fucking election result reading. They don't go down. So it wasn't a conspiracy to a lot of people who watched that shit happen live and wonder, wait a minute, how the fuck did them numbers go down? A lot of us are still pissed off at the Too Nice Democratic Party because they didn't even try to challenge it, because they didn't want to be seen as if they were like Trump and challenge the elections. But they had every reason to challenge the elections. They saw what we saw, but yet they wanted to not look like, they just didn't want to look a certain way. Fuck how you look. What is right was the problem. And y'all didn't fight. That shit should have been recounted by hand. Not by computer tabulations. By hand. Ain't no way Elon Musk called that shit before it was even over. And then he laughed. And then had the nerves to say that if anybody knew what they did, they all would go to jail. Elon, what would y'all go to jail for? What did y'all do? He wasn't the only one who said that. Somebody else said that. I think it was Steve Bannon. It might have been Steve Bannon. What the fuck did y'all do? What y'all do? But now that Lawrence O'Donnell is saying it, a white guy, now people are like, huh, maybe the election was stolen. It took a white guy to tell y'all that. Not the black women who've been screaming. Y'all didn't even listen to black women when we told y'all what was going to happen if that man got back in office and why it should have been challenged when they said he won. Like, y'all didn't want to listen to us, but a white man is saying, and y'all like, oh, maybe he's right. Mind you, I caught a glimpse of politics this rising, right? And y'all know the Texas race. Right now it's looking like it might be against Tallarico and Ken Paxton. If y'all remember, the numbers showed that if Tallarico had to go against John Cornyn, he had a chance of winning. But if Tallarico goes against Ken Paxton, he had no choice of winning. It looks like Ken Paxton is favored to win. And y'all remember that they said that Jasmine Crockett would possibly win if Ken Paxton. Jasmine Crockett she had a possibility of winning with both candidates. It's just with John Cornyn it would have been by a low margin, but with Ken Paxton it would have been a little bit higher with her winning. That was the favorite when they crunched the numbers. Right now, you know, on the news this rising, not Fox, not none of that. It was WFAA, I think that's WFA. They're saying that they believe that Ken Paxton is going to win against John Cornyn in the runoffs this week, I think it is. And so he would then go against Tallarico in November. Yeah. Tallarico Tallarico people better be knocking on doors. And in those communities, they said they think he can win. Because right now, if he go against Ken Paxton, they are favoring Ken Paxton to win it all, which is not going to be good for no fucking body. And we tried to tell y'all that. And again, nobody listened to black women. Anyway, I gotta go run an errand or two. And yeah, that was on my brain from yesterday and today. The Selma March, the All Roads Lead to South March, where they tried to say it was no King's Day March. No. Okay, anyway, yeah. That was one. I wanted to talk about the racism around the world and how MAGA is spreading like a disease to other countries. Which is crazy, because how the fuck are you MAGA in another country? And then they talked about the racist fight clubs in Canada. They talked about the Lawrence O'Donnell saying the election was rigged. I think that's all I got for now. I'm almost for certain this Sunday I will have midday thoughts. And they're probably not going to be good. Because right now it's not looking too good. It's just the rising, and this is what I saw. I want y'all to go have a good day on purpose. If you have not done something for yourself this weekend, remember self-care, self-love. Even if it's 5 minutes or going to go buy your favorite piece of gum, go do it. Ashe. I just seen my other phone. Somebody text me, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. I love y'all. Have a good day on purpose. Remember what I told you is comparison is the biggest thief of joy. It's not that the grass is always greener because it's real. Sometimes the grass is greener because it's fake. Other times the grass is greener because you don't know what they had to do to get it that fucking green. Sometimes they had to dig up their soil, lay down new foundation, and plant new seeds. Ashe. One thing I'm learning right now is that you're not too old for nothing. I watched at that graduation yesterday, and it was people that were way older than me graduating, and I was proud of them. You're not too old, but time is ticking. Go follow your dreams. Figure out what that is. My son asked me a question yesterday in the car. He was like, Mama, okay, what's next for you now? And I stopped because I'm like, well, damn, you know, my babies are growing up. They don't need me as much. What is next for me? I thought my small business and all the other stuff was next, but now I'm really trying to figure out what is next for me. What is my next move? They say let your next move be your best move. Yeah, I gotta sit with that. Anyway, I love y'all to pieces. I will see y'all tomorrow for the rising prayer. Some of y'all, I'll see y'all for midday thoughts, because I'm pretty sure I might have some. Ashe. Bye.